This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Attitash Mountain Village. Book your stay directly through the link on our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com. Last Insights Deep Dive video of 2024. Hi, Matt Noyes, 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. It's been a big year. We launched 1 Degree Outside, and you have supported us every step of the way. Thank you, everybody, for all your support in 2024. We look forward to bringing you great things in 2025. Don't forget to enter the big giveaway contest for a free stay up at Attitash Mountain Village. The link to that right off the home screen of our app. It's exciting as a way that we can kind of give a thanks to you as we get ready to ring in the new year. Cold air steadily returning. We'll talk about that coming up in this video. Snow returning to the mountains for us. Periods of gusty wind along the way, especially on Thursday. And we're going to size up the winter storm chances, particularly at the first part of next week. Water vapor imagery. Water vapor, a great tracer in the atmosphere. You're looking for the whites. You're looking for the greens. That's your enhanced moisture. The yellows, the oranges, the drier air. Look at one disturbance is spinning its way off to the east here, then another one coming into the Pacific. So we've got a parade of disturbances walking across the country, and that's going to continue to be the case, which is why there's a lot of potential in this pattern the colder that we turn over the next several days. One of those storms coming across the Ohio Valley will be strengthening as it moves its way into northern New England. Now, by going into northern New England, this puts us marginal for rain and snow in the North Country. It puts us warm enough for rain in southern New England. That shot tonight into our New Year's morning. We'll look at that in detail in just a second. And then we open the door to colder air that comes in. Again, still that parade of disturbances marching across the country here, which means still the increased chance for unsettled weather. Certainly when you look at precipitation in the next 48 hours, the Northeast is the active spot. Again, even if it's mostly rain, this definitely has been a change, let's say, in the pattern that we've seen over the last month or two, right? And that means that we're into a more active pattern that we think is likely going to continue, even if it is shunted southward a bit as we get into the colder air, because that's drier air in the coming days. And you can see that colder air coming in tomorrow for New Year's Day. You've got high temperatures in the single digits when you get across portions of the northern plains, even below zero for highs by the time we get to Thursday. That colder air coming in through a lot of the country, which sets up the storm breeding ground a little bit farther to the south. And that's why the next system that kind of buzzes by on Friday into Saturday misses us. It'll be too far down to the south. But notice a radar forecast for your New Year's Eve. If you're going to be headed out, I think we've got temperatures running in the 30s as we get toward about 9:30 this evening. We go forward a little bit more to midnight. Showers of rain are coming across Connecticut. Rain showers by the time we ring in the new year in Providence and in portions of the South Coast. The farther north you come, the longer we hold the showers off, beyond midnight and even later than that. Now, notice the marginal temperatures in northern New England. So as everything starts to arrive, you say, do I get any snow out of this? Well, it depends on where you are and when we're talking. For example, just past midnight at 2 a.m., it's mostly rain coming down in a lot of the southern half of New England. But if we go forward in the New Year's Day, we stop things at about 7 in the morning. Now the mountain summits and the mountains of Maine are starting to get a flip over to snow. The marginal temperature is still warm enough for mostly rain in the valleys, but if you're driving along, let's say, I-89 through northern Vermont, we'll do that thing that we do where the mountains start going over to snow. The valleys will be raining. You'll be in and out of it along the drive. By midday on Wednesday, we're all done with the rain across a lot of central and southern New England. So a lot of New Year's Day actually does improve after the rain gets out in the morning. But notice the flip to snow taking place for more and more of northern Maine, the great north woods of New Hampshire. Still not done making the change by 4:30 in the afternoon across portions of the Green Mountains or down to the Berkshires. But you give it some time and look at this. Wednesday evening between 6 and 8 p.m., not only do you make the flip to snow in the Berkshires, we may even get some snow showers to come into Worcester County, for that matter, at the end of our New Year's Day. And this is the change to the pattern that is going to end up bringing for us that new wintry setup that lasts us really the entirety of January, probably. But we talked about that in pattern predictions video, which is still up at onedegreeoutside.com and on our app home screen. Notice the total rainfall amounts, either side of a half to 3/4 of an inch, depending on where you are, that's going to make its way through us. And in terms of the bigger picture and what comes after we deal with this round, you're still talking about upslope flow that'll be starting again in the mountains and last you often on Thursday. And frankly, when you start to get some of the lake effect snow off of Lake Ontario, the Berkshires, the Green Mountains will see the snow showers continuing off and on through the day on Friday and even into Saturday for that matter. Again, a system organizing down to our south during that period, but not going to be here. And then as we get out into the weekend, we start to look at the next system coming into the northwest United States. That's the energy that we're going to be watching for, let's say, the Monday into Tuesday time frame of next week. So how much snow are we getting? If you go to the end of New Year's Day, this is in ranges and it lines up at the top of your screen. Generally, you've got about a 1 to 2 and 2 to 4 inch snow in the white and light blue across northern New England, but up and down the spine of the greens, when you get into the presidentials, the mountains of Maine, not only do we get higher amounts, look at the mountains of Maine, that's an 8 to 12 inch bullseye that shows up by the time we get to New Year's Day evening. Then if we add in the upslope snow that's going to come on Thursday, we start to see the amounts come to 8 to 12 up and down the spine of the greens. And if we add in the snow that continues to come, let's say in the greens on Friday, Saturday into Sunday even, now you've got an area of 12 to 18 inches in the northern greens from Stowe and Mansfield running all the way back up to Jay. So there is a good recovery that happens at least for ski country. Snowmobile country, look, you can see there's definitely elevation dependency that shows up here even all the way through the upcoming weekend. So it's not as widespread of a blanket of snow for you. What you're looking for is a broader snow chance, and that comes into play Monday into Tuesday. It is not guaranteed, but if you look at Monday evening, there's some atmospheric energy coming in. We will be cold enough for all snow. So if this comes in on us, this will be accumulating snow for a good portion of New England sometime between Monday evening and let's say about Tuesday midday. Right now, the chance of that is about 40% across a lot of the area, a little bit greater down toward the south coast, a little bit less the farther north that you go. That's not bad for this far out. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if it comes together for you. In the meantime, highs on your New Year's Day with the rain kicking out, still leftover mild air, 40s to near 50 in southern New England, but the colder air ready to move in. I talked about the wind, right? You get a little burst of southerly wind overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning, but by the time we get to Wednesday night, the wind is freshening out of the west, and Thursday, sustained at 20 miles per hour. Gusts may go all the way to 45 and 50 miles an hour out of the west on Thursday. There may be some isolated wind damage Thursday as a result of the new air kind of surging in. That sends our temperatures down into the 20s on Thursday night. Friday's highs will not get out of the 30s and 20s north with the mountain snow showers continuing. And Saturday, it's more of the same. You've made that change back into wintry air. A reminder to see the 14-day, you can grab our app. It's totally free on the App Store and Google Play. And don't forget, enter that giveaway contest if you haven't yet. The link on the home screen of the app.